What's up, gamers? What's up, dancers of the world? Today I just wanted to hop on and talk about trying to prove yourself as a early career artist, and I have some thoughts and a little bit of a story. So let's talk about dance. I've been doing this work exchange. I do a little bit of work in exchange for free class, which has been huge. I love taking class for free. Super helpful. And basically I go in and I take paperwork, I sign people in and take videos for our teachers. And I got to sub last minute for somebody and it went really well. I loved teaching class. I've been teaching for a long time, so I'm comfortable in the front of the room. Obviously get really nervous before teaching sometimes because I get to teach really cool people, and you know, being a teacher, you're in charge. Like, people are going to be watching you at all times. But anyway, so I got to teach, and I've been doing this work exchange for over a year. And I pull aside my boss, basically, the woman in charge of this project, and I asked if I could be on the teacher roster. And I was gently told no. And I sat back and I was just like, okay, so basically what do I need to do to be on the roster? What can I do so I can, you know, make money on Saturdays sometimes? How can I do this? And she told me when it comes to my style, she wants me to invest more time in contemporary, have a stronger voice. Basically, she just said I need more time doing and to keep doing what I'm doing, to work with certain people, I guess, just to keep developing my craft and keep showing up. So I walked away from that conversation. I felt pretty good because she wasn't mean or anything. She was just like, the vibe isn't right. Maybe some more time. Maybe I'll add another class. You know, very vague answers. And I talked to my friends about it and they disagreed, but what I love about them is they believe in me so much. And so I sat on this situation for a few days because I really defended the person in charge's view of like, okay, yeah, I really do need more time. I need to prove myself. I need to show her that I'm capable of doing this. I need to dive deeply into my contemporary practice because as a freelancer, I've kind of done a wide variety of things. In the past year, I've done ballet, samba, contemporary, hip-hop, heels. I did a heel show. So I just like to try on everything, and I feel like I can pull from a lot of different sources as a teacher and as an artist. And then I watched one of Dochi's old vlogs where she was talking about her own expectations for art. And I was talking to my other friends about their expectations and their processes. And I realized something. I realized that I don't have to prove anything to anyone. I absolutely don't have to prove that I am a good dancer, and that even if I'm not, you know, getting big contemporary names on my resume and I'm not consistently training in contemporary, which I am now, but in the past year, that my experience is just as valid as someone who's been on a professional company and has been working under the same person for however many years. I came to the conclusion that like I don't need to teach this class. I don't need to be in the front of that room. I don't need to show up every day just to prove that I am able and capable of teaching contemporary for this specific person, and that good artists give themselves the permission to be great and to have the audacity to like not expect but just trust that the right opportunities and the right platforms, the right people will reach out and say, yes, you are what I'm looking for. You add something different to the space. You add something more to what's already going on. And I want to support your teaching practice. And so here's an opportunity for me to support your teaching practice, be the teacher. And now that I continually am asked, hey, when can I take your class? When are you going to teach next? Where can I take from you? It gives me belief and acknowledgement in myself that even if the person in charge is like, well, you're just not ready yet, the belief that the community has in me reinforces that. And it shouldn't even be about that, right? It should be about, well, do I believe in me? Do I believe what I'm working on every single day? Do I believe in the roles and the energy that I'm bringing forth and adding to in this community and my work? Even if people aren't applauding it and even seeing that work, it doesn't matter. Do I believe in it? I think that's the most important takeaway that I've gotten from these old vlogs and even my friends. They're like, no, I think you should be in the front of the room. And a lot of other people do too. But sometimes you can be doing everything right. You can be freelancing, booking gigs and stuff. But sometimes your vibe just isn't what the person in charge wants. And it's not a personal thing. It's some people just curate. And you can't take it personally. And you don't need to take it personally to the point where you're like, I'm going to prove myself to this one specific person. Not proving myself is an old wound as well. When I was in high school, I had to literally prove myself to the director of the conservatory that I was worth it, that I was going to be taken seriously, that I can be put on this company. I'm a good dancer, I'm versatile. And that's the first time I had to actually branch out and train and do a bunch of things in order to prove myself. And eventually I did get on the team, but now it's like I need to zero in on one thing and prove myself. But that's against the whole point of what I've been trying to make. My point is that the journey is long. Dance is a lifelong endeavor if you want it to be. So even if you're not teaching at the thing and teaching the people that you want to be right now, you know, if she does fulfill her end of the bargain and is like, okay, well, it's been a long time and I've really seen you do this. Will you come teach for me? Yeah, that'll feel amazing. But I want to be able to find a secure space within myself that knows even if I'm not invited to go teach and I'm not invited to share what I have been curating and have been working on forever, for every day, for every week, that it's not that deep. And that if she doesn't want me, somebody else will. That somebody else will. So I find myself now in the point of my journey that I'm delusionally optimistic. I'm like, okay, things are working out. Like I just quit a stable income job that I've had for over a year that would maybe give me a raise in a few months if I beg and plead on my knees and have to just like work. It's physical labor, it's housekeeping. But every time I was there, I'm like, this is not work that I want to do anymore. So now that I'm transitioning to sales, which gives me more autonomy about how much I make, depending on how hard I work and if I, social psychology my way into making money. That I just realized my expectations for myself is I don't want to be stagnant. I value learning so much, and I value bravery. I value courage. I value putting myself out there. I expect for myself as an artist to go after what I want. And I also expect that rejection and things not working out is not a personal reflection on who I am. And it shouldn't ever stop me or anybody else from still trying to go after the thing. So with all that being said, you just gotta be kind of delusional. There's this story that I read about Jim Carrey. Early career Jim Carrey, amazing actor, obviously, can do things with his face, and so funny, like literally one of the stars of his generation. But he's in his early career, and he writes down that he wants to make, I think, 10 mil. He wants to make $10 million as an actor. And at the time, like, that audacity, that belief is crazy. You're in your early career and you're planning on making 10 million as an actor? Like, come on, bro. But he kept that belief, he kept that audacity, and he kept working, he kept booking these small gigs. Like, I'm sure he got rejected. I don't know everything about Jim Carrey's career. But he just kept going. And eventually he booked Dumb and Dumber, which paid him $10 million. Which paid him $10 million for the whole process, for the whole movie. And not saying that it's about the end goal. In fact, I'm sure his journey has still continued to inspire me with his mental health and his advocacy and losing himself along the way and coming back to himself. But he kept that goal alive. And he didn't let anything get in its way, because, bro, he was going to make $10 million. So within myself and for other artists, I think it's so important for us to just have that audacity and optimistic belief in ourselves every day. As long as you're putting in the hard, intentional work, you don't have to kill yourself for art. If you can't go to class that day because you're exhausted from work, blah, 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 take the night off. You don't have to push through exhaustion, but you do have to put the intentional hours and the work in and consistency. And keep the goal alive, but appreciate where you are in the journey. And this is all hard. It's juggling 3,000 things at once, because I know I want to be successful. I know I want this career to take me through my entire life and sustain me, because eventually I do want to put on my big ass backpack with everything in it, move out of this place, and just travel and dance and not be tied down anywhere, and low-key go see my lover, who isn't from this country and is not in this country right now. So, needless to say, the things keeping me alive: end goal, audacity, and the belief that my community has in me, and most of all, the belief that I have in myself, which falters sometimes. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not perfect. I get sad. But it's important that even through the darkest, the deepest, darkest pits of your life, that you remember that, oh my God, I'm still working towards something. And maybe, just maybe, like, if I can even show one other person, one other dancer, one other artist, that, hey, this career can go any way that you want it to. You don't have to be on the big famous companies, blah, blah, blah. You can make big dance exhibits in the park, and more people will probably see it than patrons who have like $50 to spend each weekend, you know? So I pray that you can find that audacity, that belief in yourself. And even if the people that with the big shiny goal don't give it to you right away, it's okay to want to prove yourself, but do it because you're in love with it. And if you don't get that thing, it's really not the end of the world. If you don't get that thing, you're not going to die. Nobody's going to suffer. It's just like, maybe I don't have that thing yet, or maybe it's not for me, or maybe because I don't have this thing, it's making room for something over here that's better, that can challenge me more. So find that fucking audacity, find that belief, and find people who believe in you, bro, because that helps when your belief in yourself runs out. Because then you can just like farm it again from your friends who are like, no, I want to take your class because it's good and I like it. So big love. Don't fucking give up on your dreams, bro, because the economy's bad enough. Why the fuck would you want to work in an office job or a housekeeping job that isn't fulfilling to you? Just like, keep the fucking vision up here, bro, because why would we want to keep billionaire America and all those people in power anyways? Go get yours and just see how it goes. Stay curious, stay open, stay in love.